Welcome back, everybody. We continue to follow Hurricane Irma. Two important points as we continue our coverage. Number one, we've never seen power like this for this long. Unprecedented winds of 185 miles per hour for more than 24 hours. That's never happened in recorded history. And point number two, the current tracks suggest a landfall Sunday morning in southern Florida as a major hurricane, maintaining major hurricane status through the entire state as it moves from Miami through Boca, through West Palm, Jupiter, Hope Sound, Port St. Lucie, Vero Beach, and all the way through Jacksonville as we head towards Sunday. That's the scenario as we see it. Obviously, that could change in the coming days. Here's the incredible storm now leaving St. Thomas, very close to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We'll get back to that amazing radar image in a second, but first let me show you the 5 o'clock advisory from the Hurricane Center. The pressure continues to drop. This is even more incredible. Yesterday it dropped to 916, now 914. That's much lower than Hurricane Andrew, by the way. Winds 185 and the storm moving west-northwest at 16 miles per hour. Here's the radar. You have to look closely. This is Puerto Rico. It's hard to see because it's covered pretty much by Irma. Look at the eye of the storm. And as we've been checking some of the observations across the northern coast of Puerto Rico, winds are gusting to 60 miles per hour. They're expecting winds over 100. Tons of rain here. And you talk about the seas, they could have 50-foot seas just offshore of San Juan, Puerto Rico because of this storm. And it's unlikely to weaken anytime soon. There again is the storm. You can see the sea surface temperatures here. We'll put it on the screen for you, give you a sense of what the water's like, where it's going. And more importantly, as it gets closer to South Florida, you're looking at some of the warmest sea surface temperatures on the planet. So when the storm gets here, it's not going to weaken and in fact could intensify as it gets closer and closer to South Florida. That's why the computer models, in terms of the intensity forecast, really no significant change. Here it is now, Category 5. As we head toward Thursday, maybe down to a Category 4, about the same on Friday and Saturday. Then you see the big dip here. That's because the storm is forecast to make landfall as we head towards Sunday and Monday, and once it's over land, it will begin to weaken. Let me compare a couple of our global models to give you a sense as to where this storm is going. And Chris looked at these individually, but let's put one right on top of the other. Compare both at the same time to give you a sense as to where the storm is going. And you can't see the euro represented by the red, because both models are right on agreement at this point as we head towards Saturday. We move forward in time, and again, they're pretty much in agreement, suggesting a landfall here along the east coast of Florida. But when I was doing my Facebook Live this afternoon, talking to a lot of people from across the state, for that matter, around the country, they were saying, well, what about Tampa? What about Daytona Beach? What about Fort Myers? All of us are in the danger zone because of the sheer size and power of the storm. We move a little bit farther north toward Daytona Beach and Jacksonville. And then after leaving Florida, this storm could have a big impact in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Lots to watch, lots to talk about in the coming days. Let's continue our live team coverage now. So, Chris, when can we expect those tropical storm force winds over 39 miles per hour, to impact South Florida?
Hey, Mike, again, that's the big weather question. When are we going to see the winds really start to ramp up? Well, got a little graphic here showing you the wind speed probabilities. Of course, when you get into the reds and the pinks, that's indicating a higher chance for seeing those tropical storm force winds. And you can see the outer edge approaches South Florida as early as Saturday, first thing in the morning. Then you can see the higher probability moves in throughout the day. Definitely right on top of us through all day Sunday, possibly into early Monday. We'll be dealing with these type winds.